Internet Protocol, also called the TCP/IP model, and the widely used Open Systems Interconnection, or the OSI model. Let's compare these two models to understand how they work and why we might choose one over the other. The TCP/IP model has 4 layers, whereas the OSI model has 7. In the TCP/IP model, the bottom layer is the network interface layer and contains the physical cabling, or the wireless spectrum in case of a wireless network. In the OSI model, the bottom layer consists of 2 segments, the physical and data link. The physical layer contains cabling and connectors. It establishes how a signal crosses a wire and/or the airwaves. The data link layer includes your network card, which has your media access control or MAC address. Next is the network layer in both the models, where the Internet Protocol, also called IP, and the Internet Control Message Protocol, known as ICMP, run. Here, you can define one protocol versus another for connecting networks. The transport layer in each model ensures data is delivered to the correct application. The data transfer is done either through the Transmission Control Protocol, also called TCP, or the User Datagram Protocol, also known as UDP. TCP is quite reliable in terms of delivery, as it verifies the data and resends it if not delivered. UDP, on the other hand, is unreliable to the extent that it doesn't guarantee redelivery of the data. It is therefore preferred in audio streaming, where retransmitting of any lost audio after a few seconds would anyway ruin the overall experience. Fourth in the TCP model is the application layer. This layer deals with all the pieces of information that are added to your application, such as the Hypertext Transfer Protocol, or HTTP for a web browser, Simple Mail Transfer Protocol, or SMTP for email, and the Domain Name System, or DNS. In the OSI model, the application layer has 3 separate components. First, the session layer establishes the session and ensures things are working correctly end to end. Next, the presentation layer takes care of data encryption. And finally, the application layer takes care of the HTTP, DNS, and FTP. To understand how these layers work, let's use the example of sending an email. At the sender's end, the email travels down through the model, starting from the presentation layer. And as it moves, each layer appends its header information to the email. After crossing a wired or wireless network, when the email reaches the other end, the layers strip off their information, one by one, until only the email remains. You can also refer to the layers of the OSI model by their numbers. The physical layer is layer 1. Data link is 2. Network is 3. Transport 4. Session 5. Presentation 6. And application is layer 7. While working on networking, you might come across a router being referred to as a layer 3 device because it operates at the network layer. Similarly, a network card is known as a layer 2 device, and the firewall, a layer 7 firewall. So, this is how TCP/IP differs from the OSI model. The TCP/IP model has the network